Hi everyone, it's Monica and welcome back to Taylormadecards4u. Well, the long-awaited package from the U.S. Postal Service has finally arrived and I got in my new Ideaology and I'm excited about this. There are some wonderful items, specifically spring related. I kind of went towards the color palette of spring versus the brown this time, and I'm really excited to be able to share with you what I picked up. So this release was really fun because I know that Tim said that there were a couple directions that they went. One of the directions was to go the brown palette, which is more of what his style is. And then the other way was the more pastel palette, which is what Paula loves. And I tended to go towards Paula's direction. Now, I know that's a surprise because I typically do go the brown vintage style, but I really love some of the items here, and I especially love the fact that some of their coordinating ephemera pieces matched really well with the new paper stack. So let me go ahead and walk through with you what I got, and then I want to talk to you a little bit about what I'm planning for this new items that I got. All right, so before I get into the colorful items, I just wanted to share that there is a new tissue paper roll out there, and it's really fun. I have some great ideas for this. It has some wonderful photos on it, and I already know some projects that I have planned for this, so stay tuned for that. I think this is a great one. A lot of people may not actually invest in the tissue paper, but I love it, and I have several of the different types. Going back to his original one, which is this one here. And this one isn't necessarily tissue. It's more of like a plastic coating. But I love the tissue paper because it does have a collage look with some really fun techniques that you can use with it. Now, the next thing we got are some of these metal elements. And ordinarily, I don't get the metal elements because they can really add to the budget. But this time around, I did get the bigger word plaques because, again, I have some ideas for these, along with these photo frames. And I'm going to talk a little bit about this in just a minute. But I picked these up specifically because I do have an idea for a specific project. I also picked up these quote chips. And Tim had explained that there's some metal frames out there that work really well with this, and I actually have some of the metal frames, so I thought it was a good idea to go ahead and pick these up. And there's a big variety. As you can see, there's lots that go into this, and I actually have already been playing with it. I created this little journal that I've been playing with, so I have already dug into this a little bit, but as you can see, it fits really nicely. And there are lots of different quotes to be able to add to your projects. All right, the other black and white item that I got are these photos. And it's funny because I have lots of black and white vintage photos in my personal collection, but I really love some of the characters that Tim and Paula find when they actually do curate their snapshots. So I went ahead and I invested in this because I think there's some great items. And again, the idea around this whole Ideaology release this time around was to tell a story, and some of these photos tell great stories. All right, so let's go ahead and get into some of these colors here. Now this time around, like I said, there were two different types of releases. There was the brown release, which more was Tim's style, and then there was the pastel release, which was part of what Paula loves. But before I jump into that, let me remind you that I also did get these bigger Photomatic pieces. Some of you might remember the photo booth ones that are a little bit smaller and taller, and these are a little bit thicker. And I should not say it thicker, but more a little bit bigger, and they're going to go great with these here. All right, so the paper pack that I got here, this is the Backdrops Volume 5. It has all this wonderful pastel. So I went ahead and I invested in many of the ephemera pieces. I got the layered frames. I got the collage strips. I got some of the transparent layers. Again, I have some ideas for this. But really, what I really was excited about were the layers, the organic layers, and the ephemera pack, because these are what I'm going to use to create a project. I also did get this other transparent things. So this time around I got 2 other transparencies. So excited to work with these as well. All right, so let me go ahead and talk to you about my idea for this. Now, a while back I had shared with you this little journal book that I created. And as you can see, it folds out really fun. And this is more of a brown tone. It has all these little inserts here, pockets. So I decided that I thought it might be fun to create a spring one. So that's what I'm going to be creating. And I thought if some of you are interested, I could put together a class. And I could either make it a kit class, or I can just make it a class where you bring your own supplies. I can kind of walk you through the process. It would still be a 3-hour class like all of my classes are, but I'm trying to decide if I want to make it a kit class where I provide you with what you'll need, or if it'll just be a bring your own. So let me know in the comments what you guys think. I'm open to do anything. In fact, I might even make it optional to buy the kit or just purchase the class. And then that way you can decide what fits in your budget. But that's what I'm going to be creating with this. And I'm really excited because this is a really fun project, as you can see. So let me know in the comments what you think about my idea for a class. If you think it would be fun to have a kit class, or if we should just make it a class where you bring your own supplies. The risk that we always experience when you're bringing your own supplies is you may not have everything you need. But what I would do is I would make a list for you. So if you have to go out shopping to fill in some of the gaps that you may not have, you can do that. So let me know what you think in the comments below. And I'm excited to dive into this, and I hope you are too. All right, we'll see you again next time.